We are here with Krista and Elise. Congratulations on Coach of the Month, you two. It's like it's funny. I mean, it was like I want to give it to both of you at the same time. Then I'm like, well, I should really do like 1 month and then the next month. And I'm like, but then they'll be like, well, who was first? Why was she first? Or someone will read something into it that wasn't, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. We're doing the YHC editing team. Oh, interesting. I had no idea. I can see it now though. We got a lot of we definitely have like the fiery, airy goddesses. Yeah, those energies. Like that's interesting. So yeah, so as a team, because it's interesting. So many of you guys know Elise from the retreat, which she led the intuitive exercise, and you guys have really different styles of thinking, right? And so how's that? So in putting together the editing team and figuring out how I mean, because we made it from nothing, like there was nothing and then there was something, and now it's like a thing. It's got a big base camp. It's got its own, it's got its own budget. It's got its own thing going on this YHC blog, and now there's even a path for YHC members to come into the blog team if they make it through the treacherous route. Uh, and before it didn't exist. So what was it like to work together on that? Excellent. Yeah, so yeah, let's talk about that for a minute, just in terms of the process you've both been on. Because now it's like you've known each other for how many? I don't know, for a few years, and you've had all these experiences together through yoga health coaching and whatever else you've done with Yoga Healer, and just to look back before you signed up for yoga health coaching, so to bring yourself back into that person. And what would you say has really been your shift in being now in leadership in this community? I'm dying to hear. I'm dying to hear. And it's so interesting to see too. I mean, I know I'm really appreciating. I mean, I'm really appreciating it. I don't know about the rest of you, because now I know what everyone else is thinking and doing. Instead, it was like, oh, over here on this blog or there or wherever. Now it's very centralized for us to stay tuned to the conversation together that's happening globally. So what you just said, Kristen, just being pulled into the dharma of like, this just needs to happen. So I'm just gonna make sure that and then get how it gives the community a voice that's multifaceted. Oh man. Yeah. And how does that play out in the long term? I know. Why isn't everyone a pit ahead, Krista? Why? Why can't there just be more structure to the evolution instead of just curiosity and getting lost in the flow of it all? Yeah, I know. It's a fun. Yeah, that's great. So record, and I'm noticing too in that with the recording is that's scribing, and for the real creative parts of us just to start to scribe. And I'm now asking the community to scribe, and I'm going to hire a scribe. It might also be a work trade because I don't know what I say on the coaching calls and on the meeting coach. Like when I go to coaching mode, like I just don't like things get said, and then people write them down and reflect them back to the community, and I'm like, oh, that would be useful to let people know that a little bit more explicitly. But I don't know what resonates. But if someone's listening, there's going to be some garbage, and then there's going to be something that like, oh, this helps move this idea forward. And for anyone out there that and we're all doing it, right? We're all creating all the time, and we hear like, oh, that's it. That's the sound bite that encapsulates that entire concept. I need to remember that because then it's easy to communicate that whole concept. Ooh, talk about that. Give us a writing tip. No, yeah, okay, good. Yeah. It's like haiku. Grace Edison? Right. Yeah. I love it. I hear you. I hear you. I do it all the time too. I hear you. Yep. Go ahead. It's not my baby. Is it born perfect? The learning curve. Yeah. Mm. I love that. I mean, it just really speaks to there's different platforms, and you can have a different voice on a different platform. I know that's why I have some different platforms. That's why I let go of the yoga health coaching blog. I was like, you guys, this was never meant to be my platform. I was like, going to make a guest appearance here. Like, help me out. No one caught on until I got really serious about it. And then luckily you two were like, hey, this sounds fun. And I'm like, yes, we're going to have fun and get this done. And then it's a platform for all of us. And I know for me, when I looked at it first, like my first round on this platform is like this: Coach of the Month blog, vlog, and we'll transcribe bits of it, but we'll also just turn it into an audio. Maybe we'll stick it into the podcast, right? Just so that it can go out on other platforms. But this is part of I am a YHC blog. I'm on the team, right? And this is what I contribute as I do my Coach of the Month video. But in the future, I might have a different contribution, and I'm really trying to rally the business team to get a lot more active, because the business team sets, I don't know if you guys know this about the business team, but they set their Body Thrive habit for the quarter, so there's one habit that they've zoned in on, and we could all more or less tell you what each other's are, and then we score on it each week. So they should be blogging about that. Like, we should have some prize, and the person who blah blah blah, and then they get to write their blog post, because it's so cool. How we all always want to report as bloggers how it's showing up in our life, all these different principles of yoga health coaching and the habits.
And that's great skills for other people that are working in groups and teams, right? And to bring that into your workplace and how that supports with you there is awesome.
Yeah, it would inspire the whole corporate Body Thrive thing. If they got their act together, I'll have to incentivize them to do that. So anyways, I just want to say in closing that I can distinctly remember when you guys came into the Yoga Healer ecosystem, and how it's like when people come in, I don't ever get a strong hit of like, that person is a big part of my future, But it's so neat to see how we've become really part of each other's futures, and how different opportunities create other opportunities for all of us as individuals, and how just we can celebrate that. It's amazing to see how you two really stepped into leadership and just created such a platform for the yoga health coaches. Deep bow. Namaste.
Thank you. Can I add one?
Yeah, you both can add. Yeah, go ahead. Closing thoughts.
Helping people and guiding them to their potential on the blog. So I love coaching, because we're coaches, and I love coaching writers. I love doing the yoga health coaching. So helping guide people to their potential is the value that really helps me, and I want to just put that forth.
I am so glad you did. What an opportunity. Right? So it's such a unique opportunity to be able to work with you two. I really am so humbled. I'm so glad that Krista.
Yeah, just doing that. At the beginning of the project, we do this blog storming, we call it. There's a great video by Elise on that. And it was such an honor. I got to do it with two different people. And it was such an honor to be part of that and to see where their thought process was going and be able to help them shape, the blogs that they're going to write in the next 6 months, but also look at how that reflects into their own business and their own, how that can play a part, so that they're doing two things at once. Or, okay, this is the take you would take on it on your side. This is how you can write on it for the yoga healer side. It would be two different blogs, but helping them kind of pursue their own business interests at the same time. So it's super fun. I love that mentoring piece can come into it as well, which has been fun.
I love it. So in retrospect, I have one other question. In retrospect of your, from before becoming a yoga health coach till now, so back in your personal journey through the habits, and then your professional journey through the habits now, like what is your keystone habit? Like, what is the one that if you don't do that, the whole thing falls apart?
in first thing in the morning, it's I'm just much more productive when I'm moving first thing.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being just a awesome group duo, the dynamic duo. Yoga health coaching editors. And so if people want, if they're like, maybe I want to be a blogger, what do? They go, we should probably send them to yogahealthcoaching.com/leadership, which will help filter out if they really want to be a blogger, if they just want to be involved in the leadership in something else, mentoring or coaching or whatever. So it'll filter out because let's talk about that for just a sec. When someone's ready to blog, they're like ready to blog, right? Like it's not like maybe.
Yeah. Yes and no. You have to have commitment to it. So you have to.
Yeah.
There's some deadlines that we need you to meet. And we do have each person now submit a sample blog so that we can just kind of see where you're at in those skills because it is kind of tight deadlines, and so we can't take you from zero to nothing. But if you've done a little bit of experience, I think we've got lots of room to grow, and we'll help you get there.
Excellent. So being hungry matters. Yeah, awesome. So go to yogahealthcoaching.com/leadership, and then after that, if you seem to fit the blogger profile, then it'll be obvious to you too. We'll push you towards the blogger app, and then in that you'll submit your post, and then we'll get the ball rolling from there. I'm so glad you guys. Namaste. Mwah.
Thanks, Kate. Thank you.
Oh, that was a blast.